Okay. Okay. 1-2-1-2. Great stuff. Chris, clearly you'll be frustrated with the result tonight and aspects of the performance. What are your thoughts after exiting the FA Cup?
Their fringe players were better than our fringe players. Their younger players were better than our younger players. It's as simple as that. I'm massively frustrated because, of course, I'd love to have put a stronger team out, but it would have been suicidal. And I have to take that responsibility. And if people behind me want to shout and bawl at me, I get it. But come the Norwich game, if any of those boys were out injured and, we don't get players over the line because it's a difficult window to get players in and to get players in early, and some of the boys that we're expected to get back don't get back, then we're going into the last 20th game of the season with a team that's, really struggling. So it would have been suicidal of me. So I have to take that responsibility. Disappointed with, some of the boys, they should have been better. And there was an opportunity for them that have not played a lot of football to really impress. Always an opportunity to impress. A couple of young boys I didn't think did as well as they should be. And it is really where we are at the moment. And it's not me apologising because I've given plenty of information what this was going to look like tonight. I would have liked it to have looked a lot better in terms of the performance from the players that gave the opportunity. Gave the ball away cheaply in poor areas, but you're chucking a team together and you're expecting it to flow. Yeah, they're chucking a team together and they just flowed a little bit better than us. They're into the next round of the FA Cup, we're out, but I think everybody recognises and realises I can't chuck a season away by losing Gus Amel, by losing Callum O'Ware, by losing 3 or 4 of the players, by losing an L and then having one centre-half. So if I'd have put an L on tonight and something had happened to him, I'd have had one centre-half. So that's just a small example. So, yeah, these are things that I have to make, and people have to trust me in terms of decision. It's not a great situation we're in, 9 or 10 out, but there won't be 9 or 10 out for the Norwich game, and that has to be the main event. And the last 20 games of our season have to be the main event. Disappointing to lose, of course, and don't like it, of course, but bigger picture for me.
Were you tempted to put Gus or
Of course I was.
on?
Of course I was. Of course I was tempted. I love losing at home at Bramall Lane. Of course I do. Of course I was. And people have to hold me back because I want to chuck the goalkeeper on up front and see what we can do. But we don't get into this situation. We don't have the season that we're having by having a losing mentality. We don't have the seasons that we've had over numerous. Like I said to the players before, that came in here, we were an easy soft touch right the way through. I want us to be stronger. I want us to go well in every competition, win pre-season games, win end-of-season games, win under-21s, win under-18s, win under-15s. Of course, that's what we're all trying to do. And yeah, I would have loved to have tried to get something from the game, but I have to be realistic. We talked about it long enough. We were like at the start of the season, and now we lose 9 players. It's not like 1 or 2. It's 9 players, and you have 50% of them tonight, and then you give yourself a lot more of an opportunity and a chance of winning games football. So, like I said, I'm not going on the back foot or defensive. It's just what it is, and we all want to have a really positive, strong last 20 games of the season. You bring in 2 or 3 players in what we're desperately trying to do and trying to work on, and we're seeing progression on that. Then this picture looks different. And if we'd have got through, then it would have looked a lot different in the 4th round, and then we'd have had a stronger squad. But I want to win games, but we really have to be selective tonight, and it is disappointing because, as I said, I thought some of the boys there that I was expecting better performances from didn't produce the performances I was expecting. And I thought a couple of the young kids, 2 or 3 of them, I thought Billy Blacker was excellent in the middle of the park. Thought can be delighted with his performance. I thought Baptiste at centre half was positive in his approach.
They were the 2 I was going to ask you about.
Was positive approach. I think a couple of others opportunity will still. I keep saying it. My favourite one, when they put their head on the pillar tonight, they'll feel that there's a missed opportunity for them to really impress me and really impress our supporters tonight.
And you've obviously already alluded to it a bit. Was it the kind of unforced errors tonight from some of the players that have had a few more minutes? Particularly, you look at the goal and you look at a few other chances that were a bit uncharacteristic, weren't they? And the players, there were players out there to have a better performance.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not helping them out and relieving the pressure on them. There'll be some of the senior boys didn't produce performances I was expecting of them, so they'll be disappointed as well when when you do play well, you have that opportunity knocking on the manager's door and saying, why am I not playing? So there's always an opportunity to impress, and some of the senior boys didn't. The goal's a poor one, and they've had a couple of others by, being loose in possession, and we've had opportunities to score which we haven't taken. So overall, as I said at the start, sort of the players on the fringe for them were better than ours, and their younger players were better than ours.
Reece, in terms of him, was that more precautionary as he picked something up?
Well, we're assessing it now. We overran the ball, and obviously went into a full-blooded challenge and came off second best. So hopefully that isn't too serious. But he's getting assessed now, so we'll have to wait and see on that.
And does this once again highlight the need to get this month right? Get a few more bodies in. I know you've talked about the players that you hope are going to be back, but equally to try and get a couple through the door.
I mean, first of all, the players that are coming back, don't expect them to all of a sudden walk into a 95-minute performance. But we're confident that the likes of Sariki and Souza and Shackleton and Campbell straight away 4 there. If we're looking to, as we've talked about, to bring 2 or 3 in. That's 7, and then we've got Vinny coming back as well. So all of a sudden you've got 8 players like knocking on the door or being involved in first team training and being available for selection. So whether the starters, City Peck as well was missing tonight as well. So starters as well, or just having that ability. That's why Saturday was such a big result for us and a huge performance, because we were stretched then, and like I said, I could quite easily have done that and gone, but I didn't. I had to make that tough decision. But fingers crossed, 2 or 3 in, working hard on that, and the players back, and it'll have a completely different outlook to that Norwich game. That has to be our goal. The last 20 games of the season, like I said, suicidal if I'd a gamble, and I like to gamble at times, but I have to be realistic as well on behalf of the football club.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Cheers.